How's it going, guys? This is RaiderKnight, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a scenario showcase for you guys in Age of History 2. I've been working on a Day After Tomorrow scenario. If you guys don't know what Day After Tomorrow is, it is a movie where the Northern Hemisphere basically freezes up due to a lot of issues with the changing weather pattern. And overall, it is a movie basically trying to provide awareness about global warming and the consequences it can possibly have. Granted, it freezes in this world, which is kind of strange, but the movie's pretty good, and it does have a very big open question at the end of the movie, even though it's not touched upon. How are the countries of Earth, how are they prospering, or how are they coexisting now that majority of the, wealthy parts of the world have just been wiped off the map? How does the world exist in this new state? And who are the new major powers of the Earth? And that is something that's not really answered in the movie, but it can be answered in the scenario. And we can see overall what countries come out on top. Another really nice scenario I have is every single American city. I think I've shown you guys this one before, but this is a very beautiful scenario. This one took a lot of work. This was like 3 hours of fucking hardcore grinding to make this happen. And every single city, bro, is a custom named city of whatever place, it's located in. And this took a lot of work. This was not something that happened in 2 seconds. This was a very hard thing to do in this, so this took a long time. A really popular scenario I have for some reason on my channel is the 2050 scenario that I created. I had Libya split up, but I decided to change it and reunite it. But 2050 Future Earth is basically just what I think the Earth will look like in the year 2050. Not a lot really changes because I don't believe the borders are really going to get that drastically changed. But in terms of the map, I don't think I really did a whole lot. I do have a United Korea, and I have some other small things like that that are pretty cool. But for the most part, 2050 Modern World is not that different, from my guess at least. Then we have the Fallout scenario, which is actually one of my favorite scenarios I've ever created on this channel. Obviously, it's based off of Fallout, and it's just a really fun scenario. Obviously, it's not the most detailed map of the Fallout world, but it's just a really good map with a lot of the main places in it that really serve a lot of the importance in the story. If you guys haven't played Call of Duty Ghost, it's basically just a very weird alternate world war, I guess you could call it, where the South American and Central American countries all turn into one big federation of countries and attack America randomly for no reason whatsoever. The story's pretty ass, to be honest, but they do make it all the way up into the Las Vegas region in the game, so that's kind of why I have them in control of a lot of the South. This is a really good scenario too, my Marvel Universe map. I almost forgot I had it. This is a really good scenario. A lot of people, bro, don't realize how much research this one took. I had to research every single country in the Marvel Universe. Obviously the borders are pretty all over the place because it's AOC2. And it's kind of hard to pinpoint really small territories for countries, but this was a lot of work. I'm just going to kind of glance over some of the big countries that some of you guys might notice from the Marvel Universe. We have Sokovia, which is a very popular and important location in Marvel. We have Latveria, which I believe this is the country of Doctor Doom, if I'm not mistaken. We have Samkaria, which is a very big place as well. Lots of places in the Balkans of very large importance to the Marvel Universe. Meanwhile, in Africa, we have Wakanda. We have a lot of the other places that border Wakanda in the comics. You guys might remember some of these places if you are interested in the Black Panther comics. We also have the 10 rings in the Middle East, which I didn't really know where to pinpoint them in the Middle East because they're just kind of a terrorist group. So I try to just give them a lot of random territory that's in less populated regions of the map. But I think it came out okay. We have Afghanistan, which is where Conan the Barbarian comes from the Conan comics. Pretty neat, pretty neat. Another big scenario I have is the 1984 scenario from the popular book. Obviously, Africa, I just kind of threw a lot of random crap down. Africa, I never really decided to finish this scenario to its fullest extent. But everything else, I tried to get as accurate to the book as possible. I just got really lazy when it comes to Africa. You'll notice that a lot with my scenarios, is that I'll just get really lazy when it comes to actually finishing, like, Africa and South America. I don't know why. Ooh, this is also a really good one. I have a Red Dawn scenario from the movie Red Dawn, if you guys have watched it before. It's a really good movie. It's actually one of my favorite movies from the 80s. But, yeah, Red Dawn is essentially a movie where Mexico, I think Cuba, and a lot of other Central American countries team up with the Soviet Union and attack America from the south and the north. And overall, our movie takes place, I believe, in Colorado, where our director of the film actually grew up, and he always like talked about how his friends talked about how what would they do if the Soviets attacked or whatever. And it's just overall a good movie just for the memes, and it's really just a good American movie, to be honest. I don't even think I've shown this one off either. I have a Pokemon planet with Kanto, Johto, Hoenn. I don't think I have Orange Islands apparently, but we have Alola over here. We have, what's this? I forget the name of it. Don't tell me. I forget. Univo, yeah, Univo. Duh. Jesus Christ. Kalos and Galar. So I have every different place from the Pokemon games on this map, which I think is pretty cool. I also have the Man in the High Castle scenario basically completed. I think I had a couple little areas in Central America I got lazy with. But other than that, the scenario is practically completed, and it looks okay. It could definitely look a little bit better, a little bit more polished. Cough, cough, right there. But it's a decent little scenario nonetheless. And we do have the Free American States, which is the remaining territories of the Free Union in the books. This is also a good scenario. I don't think I finished it, but I have a Last Babylon. Actually, did I finish it? Maybe I didn't completely finish it. I did everything except for Africa, apparently. But, well, and Asia, apparently, as well. Jesus. But, in terms of this scenario, it is a Last Babylon. If you guys haven't read the book, A Last Babylon, essentially it takes place after a nuclear war between NATO and the Soviets. And it basically destroys the world with kind of a very similar plot to The Day After Tomorrow, where the southern hemisphere are basically left alone to kind of rebuild the world in the way they want to, but America still survives. And in the book, America, their capital is moved to Denver, and our book takes place, I believe, somewhere around here in Florida, around Orlando. This one is really popular. I'll load this one up. It's called Oof, just because of how many places it has. It has the most places that I could get on a single map. It was really hard to do this. But we barely got it to happen. I don't know if it's even going to load without crashing this, to be honest. Ooh, it did load. But this is the most provinces that you can have in Age of Civ 2 without the game crashing, to my knowledge. So this is a lot of countries on one map. 1,500. Yeah, we got 1,516 countries on one map. Again, every single province is independent. I tried to get the entire world map, but the game would just always crash, and there was no way to save it. So this is really the best we got when it comes to a all-province world in AOC2. Like, I'm not even joking, you guys. When I made this took actual hours. This took a really long time to accomplish this. It looks really cool though. Like, this is probably going to be the thumbnail of the video, to be honest. We can just zoom in and just say, yep, this is my scenarios, bro. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little video where I showed you guys a lot of my scenarios. If you guys were interested, definitely subscribe, and I'll be making more content soon. And peace.